Welcome Brawlers, I'm the Hermit and I hope you're ready to go into the future, because our commander today is Uharis the Stormspiner, also known as Spiderman 2099. For a red and a blue mana, we get a 2/3 legendary Spider Human Hero, double strike vigilance, but with the caveat that we cannot cast it during the first, second or third turn of the game. Then, at the beginning of your end step, if you played a land or cast a spell this turn from anywhere other than your hand, Uharis deals damage equal to its power to any target. So we get a shock right away the turn we cast Uharis, or if we have a way to repeat the cast from exile or from the graveyard, and if we buff out our commander a little bit, we also get every single turn at least a shock, but it could go even further beyond. So some of the ways we are going to try to go for that is by playing cards like Basilisk Collar. This one doesn't exactly buff the power, but it does give Death Touch and Lifelink, which also pairs really well with Double Strike. We have the Lost Jitter to put counters, sort of Forge a Frontier. It helps on both ends, it exiles cards so we can play them, but then it also buffs Uharis +2/+2. We also are going to be trying Deus. We can use it as Graveyard Hate, and whenever we exile a card from a graveyard with it, we also get a Mutagen token that we can sacrifice to put a +1 counter on one of our creatures. Speaking of, we have a couple of creatures that also exile cards that we can play later or at that point. So we have Carisep, Crew of 2, whenever she attacks. We also get a Ragavan token, well, a Conjured Ragavan, so it's a real card, but we get one each turn. We also have Rahilda and Lelia, so we can, in the case of Rahilda, steal our opponent's stuff from exile, and in the case of Lelia, from the top of our deck. Then we run Ahiri's Warcrafting, Chandra, Torch of Defiance, Intis and a Skull of the Sun, and a couple of cards we can play from the graveyard, like Legion Dragonhorn, Winter Night Stories. They have Harmonize, we need to pay a costly mana cost, but we get a discount if we tap a creature equal to that creature's power. Then, because we are in two colors, we have Harbinger of the Seas, Blood Moon, as well as Magus of the Moon. 2 hate on non-basic lands. We also run the Tried and True, Uharis cards, Reckless Charge, because not only does it give +3/+0, which means we deal 5 damage, and also have a 5/3 double strike, but then we can flash it back, meaning we get another trigger at the end step. And speaking of triggers and double strike, we have Curiosity, which means if we hit our opponent once or maybe twice with double strike, we get a card out of each, but then at the end step, if we trigger Uharis, we get yet another chance to draw a card. The rest is going to be interaction, removal, and card advantage in the form of impulse draws. So now let's get into the queue, let's get into the future, and hopefully shock some of our opponents. And we are going to start against Kudrik, Son of Yogumo. I guess we can hold off on playing Sulfur Falls. Deep Cavern Bat from opponent, they probably take Cryptic Command. But if they... yeah, The other cards they might consider, I think, is a Service Binder. Just because it's going to be annoying. Ooh, and we have a Blood Moon, but unfortunately it doesn't do much against them. I guess it hurts us more than them, so pretty dead card. Here we will get an island and pass. I think we will keep up cryptic commands. Yeah, I think we need to cryptic and go from there. Probably counterbounce. Okay, bounce and draw. I guess here. Yeah, I guess they have removal. Unfortunate, really. But for now, they only have some mana advantage, which is definitely not the same as card advantage. Okay, a shock, and they get a card. Direction Obliterator. Yeah, that pretty much seals the deal, I think. Or maybe not. But probably this removal spell will do it. Yep, GG's. Alright, another tough matchup. Well, I guess maybe the previous matchup wasn't as bad. We needed to kill Kirk with a trigger from our commander. Yeah, that probably was the wise choice. Goblin Bombardment. Bishop aside. Channel. Yeah, the bombardment is going to be annoying to say the least. Gloria. Team Rip for the talisman. Yeah, I think we are in trouble. What we draw here though.
I hate to fight, but I love to win. I'm a talented improviser.
Nope. And they're gonna transform Ayani, so let's go to the next one. Good game, Ayani. ¿Qué tramos, you say? As always, we just need to keep hitting some lands and we will be okay. Hopefully enough to cast Mystic Confluence. And starts with a man spike. They might want to take the Signet here. I think it's a smart choice. But we will find out what they do. Okay, took them long enough, but they made the most obvious play, I think. And a reminder, you need to, if you want to get the Pixel Time emote, you can click this in this board until you get I guess you need to get to the high score, but maybe the game over is also good enough. We bounce their Ketramos to deny them the card draw here. That's not a land. So we might be in trouble now. High score. Sees. Yep. They take Jace. Trapped in the screen for our commander. The command zone because it has work too, so even if we had a way to bounce it, it would be annoying. And we don't have lands. Here I think even though they are monocolored, Blood Moon will definitely be one of our better cards. Because what they want to do is sacrifice their lands so they can get them back at some point in the future. They have crop rotation for Cavern of Souls. Here they had priority so they could tap their mana, but they were not able to do anything with it. If they get out of the Blood Moon, they might be in a good position, otherwise we will kill that analyst. Yeah, those are 3 lands right there, so let's stop our opponent. Lightning grips, but they only have 1 green mana. Ironic. Yep. Only one color, but like I said, Blood Moon is still winning games against them. And she's an elemental, of course. So we take that. After a couple of losses in that row, this really feels good. GG's. Interesting. I mean, the Blood Moon plan is not ideal, but the counter and Cyclonic might put in some work. We surveil and we keep. Yep, witness protection. Okay, this has colors because it's a fractal. Wait now. Sure. This restoration. Okay. I thought they would sacrifice the land we are targeting. That was a weird play. But I guess you don't stop your opponent when they are making a mistake. Let's counter the Cold Span Dragon. We discard Deep Analysis. And if we don't get something good here, we can recast it. I think killing Wena might be more beneficial, so I say we go for that. Well, I guess even if we cast Deep Analysis, that's good enough. Whenever you attack, Scrito. Okay. And yeah, that's not a creature they can cheat out, so they concede. It gains trample if you control a dwarf. Okay. Yeah, that didn't matter too much. Good game, Xenagos. We hardly knew you. Aura and the Fairy Troop. Are they a troop? Can I call them that? Yeah, probably. Because Lord Wind Fairies are a bunch of jokers. Okay, for Spike on Arcane Signet. That's okay. Not thrilled about it. But it's not the end of the world. Okay, they let us resolve Even Even, I guess, so they can play Aura. I think their concern here should be that we pay Uharis. Let's see if they let it happen. And if they waste a counter spell here, we want to bolt their commander. Brainstorm, sure, let's bolt here. It's calculation on the bolt. There a Mr. Calculation? Maybe. No flavor text, so we will never know. If that's a fatal push, we are in trouble. Dismember. Indeed. No attacks. Okay, let's counter that. Return, draw a card. Yellow Forager. Okay, for Brainstorm. Or for Bolt. I guess Bolt doesn't kill our Forager. Yeah, Brainstorm, okay. I think we need to see what we steal from them. They might still have a wash away. Unable to scream. I guess we still squat. Yeah, it doesn't matter, we are just sending it to the graveyard essentially. Plain Surge. Okay. And they didn't get a removal. They were Brain Surge locked now, so I guess their commander wasn't gonna help them dig out of this one. GG's, Ferris. GG's. Huh. Nip means a reborn. Yeah, I guess Uharis does end up near the hell queue. Ooh, should we be the main guy here? Probably. We pass with mana open. So we tail send our opponent's fetch land. Okay, they fetch sorcery speed, so we don't do it again. Or maybe they have a mana dark, but if they have it, they might be disappointed here. Okay, they didn't. I guess we need to play the land first, so we still keep up point. It's a charm. Now we are having mana issues. Voice of Resorting. Alrighty. We light up the stage since they didn't block. And guess we can afford the fire magic here. Source to plowshares, they could have used that at any point. So do we want to confluence? Maybe. Okay, we get a 3 for 1 there. Well, 2.5 I would say. Now, they'll here. Province Vito? Okay, yeah, makes sense. Lisa Sun Slayer. Do we want to risk it by playing Carisep here? Okay, we do it. We risk it for the biscuit. We cannot play that. So we pass with counter spell up. Yep, and we were close to lethal actually. I guess if we exerted Arena of Glory, that's 4. And 5, that's 9. So GG's, Nick Izzet. Wilson. What color is it? Just green? Oh. Weird. No, it's green and blue. I don't know why we didn't see it here. Guess this will become blue. Okay. Yeah, I think we will not be that unhappy if they counter Uharis, as long as we also get to resolve Chain Lightning, I think. Dissipate. The command zone. Okay, maybe let's play Fire Magic instead. It still kills Wilson. All for 3 mana. It goes to the command zone. That was not a land. Unable to scream, we will try to Force of Negation because we don't have the triple blue. Okay, that's good enough. So we started with a little bit of a lost streak, but we are making it back. And I will admit, it feels good to be on top. Good games, Wilson. Throught, I think we will need to find out if the impulse draw strategy is gonna be effective here. Okay, Blood Moon, don't love it. Okay, here I think we might want to sort. Opponent plays Bowmasters. Yeah, but we don't draw cards for the most part, so guess we start with Uharis, try to bait a removal spell. Opposition agent. Opponent will not like that. Toxic Deluge makes sense. Let's try and resolve. I guess we lose one land. But if they play Throught, we just bounce it. We only lose Blood Moon, which was pretty much dead anyway. Right, cling to dust. And because we don't afraid of anything, yep, we see your Throught with kicker, and we kick it right back to your hand. And this is a decent tempo play, if I do say so myself, so I'm able to scream. Oh, yeah, that doesn't kill. I forgot we didn't buff Uharis with the sword. Gabriel and they kill Uharis. We will remove the perpetual effect. Bolt and Faden.
I'm the greatest thief in the multiverse. A little looting never hurts.
Let's use the ooze and take their cling to dust. We might choose not to attack. That is shielded from opponent. If they discard a card, if they don't, they sacrifice a creature. Okay, so I guess we discard a card. And with the chain lightning, that's good enough to kill Shield. Maybe we wait in case they have a reanimate of sorts. They go for a offer and condition on Gabriel. But if they do not wipe the board, yeah, we are okay with them killing. Oop, that was at random. But like I said, if they don't have a way to wipe the board, okay. Gaining 1 life also helps, I think. No, it's still not good enough if we keep Uharis. Also, we can deny them the life gain here. So let's get it. Six and 7. Yep, good games. Opponent, maybe they were hoping we didn't see it, but we saw it. So we beat you, Throught. Well played. Oh. Katana, but we do have Gemstone Caverns. Okay, that was the fastest concede in the West. We'll take it. Draft and Mikey. As always, we just need to hit our land drops. And that probably will go a long way. Okay, so no Utopia's Problem 1. Harry Dark Wait, a good land there. Especially if they are trying to ramp. Okay, if this is not an artifact, we are happy with our opponent taking it slow. And that's 2 Eldrazi. We use their cycle of renewal. Chain lightning. Cultivate. So that means they are 1 turn away. Well, I guess 2 is what I mean to say, so we can afford to play gates here. Maybe even Lelia. Lelia and Inti as well. Eternity Elevator for other mana needs. We discard here, so we buff even further beyond. And we disbind here. This is lethal, so our opponent needs to take some serious action. Which maybe they can, since they have 3 extra mana. And 7 for Raph and Mikey. Yep, they are protected thanks to their cavern, but we also have Brazen Borrower. Ooh, hexproof. Okay. Does that kill us here? Not quite. But we are still in deep trouble. We will make Raph and Mikey lose its abilities. Card Jace. Huh? Yeah, I think what we want to do here is probably counter tap our opponent's stuff. Dali. I guess we don't have to force of negation here. So let's just win here. Yep. We make this a 2-2 and we give trample to Lelia. That's GG's. We discard the island, so we have double counter spell up. We win through a resolve Raph and Mikey. I guess the fact that they have too many hits with Raph and Mikey is detrimental, in my opinion. So even if they just had played Terror of Mount Belus plus Port Racer, that should be... yeah, that might have given them a win against us when they just attack with Raph and Mikey. Hoping you get to get a couple of triggers out of it might be too ambitious. So yeah, you need to maximize probably what you get on only one hit. GG's. And that's gonna be it for today. And as a reminder, I didn't put the animation this time, but subscribe if you haven't. We are growing steadily, so I appreciate all the support. And as far as the deck, I really have very little notes. Some of the equipment and artifact that don't generate immediate card advantage are probably okay, despite what I might feel at times. Just because you get to virtual card advantage from Uharis, getting to shock or bolt, or just straight up kill a creature. What if you had the Basilisk Collar? Yeah, that's not something you can ignore, so pretty happy with the deck as it is. And obviously the impulse draw side of things is at a decent rate, or the fact that it's steady just makes up for not having straight up card advantage. But if I were to make some changes, maybe you can go for more haste or more buffing on Uharis, more temporary buffs. Something even like, what's it called? Whisper Stitchings, so that you can give it prowess. Or one of the other creatures that give all of your creatures prowess. I guess the other one might be the best one. But like I said, I'm pretty happy with the way this deck is. So thank you for watching. I'm the Hermit, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.